So, you want the best Fortnite gaming PC with 240 FPS and competitive gaming? Well, you've come to the right place, boys. We're going to show you which parts to get for your ultimate Fortnite gaming PC at around $1,000. And as always, boys, we're going to follow the same build criteria as with all our previous builds, which means all parts must be brand new, no used parts, and all parts must be available at the time of recording. Now, we are basing things off Amazon US, but for everyone else outside the region, please feel free to use this as a guide. And likewise, if you have any questions, just pop it down in the comment section. We do read them and answer them if we get the YouTube notifications. Okay, let's do this. Let's start things off with the CPU. Now, if you're going to play Fortnite, especially in performance mode, you would need a very strong CPU, and I mean something that just pumps those numbers up, something with a really good instructions per clock. And what we picked here is the Core i5-13600KF for $296. Yes, boys, this is the latest Core i5 processor from Intel's 13th generation. This comes with the usual 6 performance cores and 8 efficient cores, which is a total of 14 cores. Now, the number of cores doesn't really matter for Fortnite, but what does matter is the clock speeds. And this one can boost all the way up to 5.1 gigahertz. It comes with 24 megabytes of cache as well. And because of its speed, this also comes with 181 watts TDP on maximum turbo, which is really hot. And because it runs hot, we'll need a decent aftermarket solution. And because we are limited on our budget, we can't afford an AIO cooler, but instead we're going for the traditional tower cooler. And what we picked up here is the Thermalright Assassin PA120 SE. This is compatible with the socket LGA 1700, comes with 2 fans, 2 tower blocks with 6 heat pipes each. All this for only $35.90. Now, this is a pretty decent tower cooler. We've actually used this on our video editing rig, and it's pretty quiet and keeps everything cool. It may not look as fancy as those AIU coolers, but the good thing about tower cooler, boys, is that you wouldn't worry too much about maintenance on these things. Just set it up and away it goes. Unlike all-in-one liquid coolers wherein you'll never know when the pump actually dies. So yeah. For the motherboard, we're just going to keep this really simple. We're going for a budget board with all the features that we need, and what we've selected here is the Gigabyte P760M DS3H DDR4 motherboard. Yes, it's pretty basic, but it still comes with small heat sinks on the VRM and the NVMe, and as always, it comes with those RGB headers at the bottom, which is actually quite good. This one only cost us $120, which is actually not bad, and at the time of writing, this is the cheapest B760 board we can find. Alternatively, if you have an LGA 1700 compatible CPU lying around, you can also purchase B660 board and update the BIOS to accommodate a 13th gen processor. But if you don't have any of that, then this will be the way to go. RAM is the next thing that's really important when gaming competitively, especially on performance mode. Now, you really need RAM kits with high clock speeds and of course tighter timings. But because we are on a budget, boys, we're going to get these instead. The Patriot Viper Steel 16GB 3600 MHz RAM kits. This comes with the standard CL 18, 22, 22, 42 timings. And on a side note, most of these kits come with Samsung B-die chips. Now, in DDR4 memory, Samsung B-die chips are one of the best to overclock. So if you're someone who likes to squeeze more performance and would like to tinker with RAM timings and the BIOS, then this will be one of the best kits to do that. Otherwise, if you don't want to tinker with the timings, you just need to enable XMP on the BIOS, boys, and you're good to go. The best part, this RAM kit is currently on sale with 13% off, bringing the price down to $47. That's pretty cheap, so bag this one. There's also a 32GB version available if you want more RAM, especially if you're doing some streaming. For the storage, we've decided to go for 1TB NVMe drive because it's so cheap nowadays. And what we've selected here is the Kingston MV2 1TB NVMe. This is a pretty basic Gen 4 NVMe, comes with just 3500 megabytes per second speeds. TBW is only 320 terabytes and only comes with 3-year warranty. But hey, it's currently at 17% off and only priced at $50. That's still good value. Before we carry on with our graphics card, if you guys watching this video is interested in building a PC in the next few months, we do these build guides on different price points every single month. So hit that subscribe button if you'd want to be up to speed with the best value PC specs. We do all the research for you so you wouldn't need to spend a lot of time researching on what parts to get. Anyway, let's go back to. And for our graphics card, we really don't have much choice here, boys, but we have to go with Nvidia at this stage. Why Nvidia? Well, based on our real-world testings with Fortnite, Nvidia seems to be more stable on this game. I mean, there are times when Nvidia cards do have issues, but it seems like Nvidia engineers are really quick to address this via driver updates as compared to AMD. Similarly, AMD managed to fix their DX11 issues previously, but because Fortnite continuously changes, sometimes their drivers can't keep up with the changes. Here in Overseer PC, we are continuously testing Fortnite with our cards, which includes both Nvidia and AMD, so this recommendation may change in the future. But for now, what we've selected is the Zotac RTX 3060 Twin Edge OC 12GB. This is not just the ordinary RTX 3060 version, but this is the overclock version, boys, so that's a good bonus. And by the way, boys, there are two versions of the RTX 3060. There's an 8GB version and a 12GB version. Remember to always pick the 12GB version at all times. The 8GB version is not only lower in VRAM, but it actually is a GIMP version of the 3060. It should be named 3050 Ti, but who knows why they name it 3060. Anyway, this card will be alright on DX11, but will definitely excel in performance mode. So if you want to reach 240 FPS in Fortnite, this card will be able to achieve that. The Zotac RTX 3060 is currently priced at 30% off, bringing the price down to $349. And at the time of writing, there is no beta Nvidia card at this price range, so we'll have to stick with this one. To power our system up, we'll need a decent power supply, and what we've selected here is the Thermaltake Smart 700 watts 80 plus white power supply. This is a pretty basic power supply from Thermaltake. Comes with 80 plus white efficiency. It's not modular, but instead it comes with braided cables, and it's not the best looking, but hey, it will do the job and comes with 5 years warranty. And I know it says that it has 700 watts, but in reality this thing only has 650 watts on the 12 volt rail, but that's still good enough for our needs. This power supply is currently on sale, 19% off, bringing it down to $55. And for our case, we'll keep this simple and cheap. And what we picked up here is the Raid Max Aureola H704. This is a good budget case. It comes with fins on the front, 2 static RGB fans, and other standard features like tempered glass. Obviously, this isn't the best looking case, and you can always pick a better looking one, but we're trying to stick to a budget here, and this one is only at $60. And if you apply the coupon code in here, they'll take another $10 off, so that's a pretty good price at $50. Now, we know the cables that power supply is definitely not the best in terms of the aesthetics, and we don't want our PC to lose style points because of that, so to address that, we'll need something like these power supply extension kits. It makes them look nice when we route them into our components. We picked the green one in here because Nvidia, baby. Anyway, just pop these into your cart. It's only $12. And before we carry on, there is one thing you can do to further increase the performance of this build, boys. Besides enabling XMP in the BIOS, we would suggest that you also disable E-cores in the BIOS, and only do this if you're comfortable in tinkering with the BIOS, alright? This will optimize the use of your cache with the CPU because it will eliminate the needed cache of your E-cores. This is a highly recommended technique by YouTubers like Chufus and others. Overall, we have a pretty decent Fortnite gaming PC. Right here, we have the Core i5-13600KF cooled by a massive Thermalright tower cooler, a budget B760 board, 16GB of 3600MHz PDI RAM, 1TB NVMe, that RTX 3060 for that sweet graphics power, a Thermaltake 700 watts power supply, and a Raid Max case. This build totals to $1,016.79 with that coupon code. All brand new, it comes with free shipping from Amazon As always, product links are in the description. Add those things now while they're in stock. And if you're interested in an $800 gaming PC build, we've also made a video about it right here. So if you're interested in that, click this video right here and we'll see you guys over there.